back on that subject again, I'm telling you. Oh yes. I was talking to the lad who was unloading me down at Abermouth, and I mentioned to him about the fact that, you know, how many civilisations have been in this place. Like, oh yeah, well, if you think about it, it's true, isn't it? Yeah. I was also watching, there was a little bit on the security in 10, right? And there was pointing out that the Mars thingamajig had found this metallic object, and they called it the egg. It's all deformed, looked like it at one point it was molten. And the speculation is that it could have been a weapon of mass destruction. And they were showing you this big, an image of Mars, this great big scrope across it, that does look like it's been hit by something. And then it shows you different artefacts that are on there, which look like structures of some sort that are non-natural structures. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we really don't know for sure. There is a possibility, however slim it may be, a few billion years ago, that may have been inhabited with some sort of life. We just don't know, not for sure. But as I'm watching this thing, and it's looking down, and you've got these coloured shots, and you look into the hard rock, and you've got the sand around it. Now, I'm no scientist, I'm not 100% sure what I was looking at, to be fair, but I'm thinking, is it me, or does that sand actually look wet? But I mean, obviously wet sand has got a certain colour to it, but I mean, Mars sand might have the same colour as our wet sand, even if it's dry, you know what I mean? Do you get what I'm on about? It's because I was looking and thinking, that just looks like it's wet sand, that does, around there. Are they sure that's on fucking Mars, and not down the beach, down the road somewhere? You know, but hey, I don't know. That's what it come across to me. Just seemed like there was wet sand there. Odd. I wouldn't like to think that, you know, they've gone and faked the frigging Mars landings now after all that shit. I wouldn't like that. That's no good. They can't do that. That's no good. No, don't get doing stupid things like that. They'll ruin all my childhood fantasies, that would. I am hoping that one day they do actually find something, right, on Mars, and they don't keep it to themselves, and, you know, be the cowards, if you like, and say, oh, we can't tell the public. I hope they find something really significant on Mars, and they go, and it makes their jaws drop. I mean, literally, they'll go, what the fuck is that? And they do actually share it with everybody else. You know what I mean? I really, really do. And the reason why I say I really, really do hope they find something that's like wow, sort of like a massive wow factor, is because it will encourage them to speed up the manned Mars mission. You know what I mean? Because that's something I'm looking forward to. I really am. Hey, at the end of the day, whatever pushes it along, whatever makes these things more, you know, achievable, if you like, or determined to get it done, sort of thing, you know, anything, I don't give a shit. They keep seeing UFOs about, so I mean, who's to say what it could be? Apparently there was this, somewhere over in Japan, there was the green orb, and it went, but don't believe it. Because Japan people, they're too clever for their own good, and they can manipulate all sorts of shit, they can. You know what I mean? They can make some... For argument, you know, I think it was in Japan, but it might have been China. There's that part, that CCTV footage of the van and the car doing this funny dance as it gets yanked all out, as if by magic it's being moved. it's not really by magic. It's just that the camera didn't pick up the cable that was on the floor. You know what I mean? That's what it was. It was a cable that grabbed out the vehicles and got them tossed because the vehicle had pulled this cable down. Look, because the quality of the camera was so bad, you didn't see it. But it did look really freaky. And that went round for donkeys, but it was a cable. For those who still don't know, it was a cable. Sometimes when they show these wonderful weird footage of this, that and the other, I'm looking at it thinking, so it's a bunch of lights, and what are they doing? Not a fat lot. Can you get any closer? Trying. Can you focus anymore? No. So we don't really know what they are for sure, do we? Not really. When we actually get... See, this is the thing I don't understand. We always see them from a distance with all kinds of cameras and what have you, phones, and another thing as well that really gets on my tits is when they hold the phone upright in a portrait view. Who out there still uses the camera phone like that, for shit's sake? Do you not know how to video with a camera? Tilt it on its side, landscape, then video. Do not portrait it. Portrait is crap. You lose so much. It's unbelievable. It annoys the piss out of me, and people still do it. Fucking tilt the camera and you bonehead so we get a good view of it. Anyway, but what I would like to ask is, why is it always from a distance? Because if it is up in the air and it's in the distance, surely, right, there's got to be somebody underneath the fucking thing, right? There's bound to be. It's not hovering over a fucking forest of some sort where man have never been, and you're taking a video from over a hill somewhere. It's hovering. So why is it we only get the footage from somewhere over here and never underneath it? Think about it. It's only ever from a distance. It's underneath. It's never underneath it. It might fly over a city. It's never underneath it. That's why I don't believe it. Well, I never will. If I see one, I'll be wanting to get underneath the fucking go, ooh, I can see your landing legs from here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nope. Until they have got footage of it literally above their heads, and it's not shaky or in portrait view with it fucking fuzzed up to fuck, even if you've got a 13.1 megapixel camera, you know what I mean, which should do a adequate job of keeping it in focus. Now I know my digital camera I've got has got a zoom on it of whatever it is, but I was able to take a shot of half moon, right, and the clarity with the 12.1 plus the zoom as well, which was way out, fucking right, but it was good enough, and the detail was incredible. So why they can't get the detail now, I just don't know. It just baffles me. Unbelievable. I mean, camera phones these days have got 20 plus megapixels, and they've got a decent optical, what they call a digital zoom as well, which is, even better. I don't know, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Very well, now these things are here to try us, I suppose, aren't they? You know what I mean? Well, never mind, not to worry. I know that apparently, I will say this as in apparently, the pyramids in Egypt, they have found a new chamber using these plates that they pick up particles from the sun. So as the particles come through because these certain type of particles they pass through anything as if it don't exist, and they hit these plates, and it builds up this image. And apparently there's this new chamber that they've found in there. And the weird thing about this chamber is that there's a heat signature in there as well. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that's fucking freaky. It really is freaky. Absolutely. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what's inside there, if we're able to get inside there. I really don't know why they won't allow it, you know. Well, now these things are old, right? They are ancient, okay? But this day and age, with the technology we've got and the incredible archaeologists out there that do all this stuff, they know what they're doing. And if they partnered up, which they have done to measure the thing and do this with engineers, and I mean top engineers, I'm sure they could find a way to getting through these things without causing, you know, electrical damage. So I don't know why they don't do it. It's a fascinating thing that needs to be unravelled. The secrets need to be, you know, dug up. I mean, it's only been, like I say, recent since they've realised how they actually managed to build the pigging things in the first place. And the information was under the nose, you know what I mean? But now we know how they built them. Now we know how they carted off all these bloody great big lumps of rock up in the air. Well, at least we think we know, but hey. But what is behind that? What is the next thing that's behind those new apertures they've found, new whatever? What is it in there? What's in there? What kind of goodies are going to be found? Oh, it's so interesting. But if they're not going to let us go in there and poke and prod and have a dig, yeah, well, I'm like, well, there could be either lost treasures of thousands of years ago. There might be, I don't know, some sort of information there that may help us in whatever way, shape or form. We just don't know. And it'd be a shame just to leave it there, just to sit there doing nothing, when it could be a marvel to the world. I just don't get why people just, I don't know. I understand back in the day, you know, they used to rip things to pieces to get to them, like, you know, but not now. We understand the significance of culture and how to preserve shit that's been built many, many thousands of years ago, to keep it there as a reminder of civilizations that have come and gone and things like that, you know. So we would take care. We wouldn't fuck it up. Well, at least we would try not to fuck it up anyway, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Mental. Absolutely mental. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Welcome to England, the county of Herefordshire. But it still has Welsh names though. I'm still wondering if there's no need to wonder, is there really? Because we haven't really searched the entire surface of the planet, and the reason for that is because 70 point something or whatever it is % of it's underwater, right? That's the reason why that is. right? Well, imagine the things that may be lost under the depths of the oceans that were around, may have been land masses at some point or other, right? What kind of treasures are they holding? Right? You know what I mean? What kind of mysteries, of things gone by? I mean, could there be... I know that apparently if you look at the shipwrecks of the days where they used to carry bullion and loot and treasures and shit like that, there's billions of dollars worth of money and shit that's been lost in the seas, you know what I mean, from Spanish armadas and, you know, things like that, but they've carried the jewels of such likes and what have you. But, you know, you've got planes that have gone down with this, that and the other. It's all there, you know what I mean, it's in the oceans. But that is recent stuff. I'm on about searching areas of the seas that if you could... I know that they do a computer simulation where they can rewind the planet's cycle, if you like, and now the tectonic plates have shifted and landmass have changed. Rewind it sort of like 1,000,000 years to see where the land was and where it is now, obviously under fucking a couple of miles of water. Would they hold secrets of past lives, many thousands or many millions of years ago, or what have you? You know what I mean? Could there be somewhere in one of the depths of the oceans caves that may have been up in the air at one point, but now they're not, full of, I don't know, scriptures of some sort, writings, scribbles, drawings? Oh, who knows? Love it. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Now, is this going to be oh, I'm going to move over. He's got his blinker on for whatever reason. Why have you got a blinker on? Is there a junction there? There isn't all. That's why. You fucking lump. What? I don't know. I forgot. I'm too busy just... I'm in that fantasy land again now. I'm thinking of all sorts of shit. You see, obviously we have this the search for Atlantis, right? The lost city of Atlantis. It's part myth, possibly real. No one really knows for sure. Some people have debated that it may not be in the location that people think it is now. It could have been actually somewhere else. Blah blah blah. This, that, and the other. But if there was a possibility of tracking and rewinding the motion of the tectonic plates and wind them back a few million years, and to the point of, say, beyond the dinosaurs, you know what I mean, knock it back another couple 100 million years before the dinosaurs may have inhabited the lands, like, you know, to see what the mass of the land mass was like, what shape it was, whether it was all one big lump at one point, because it would be fascinating then, because then you could pinpoint areas in the oceans and think, well, you know, maybe something may have been there, because the landmass was one big lump at one point. Could there have been a civilization that lasted then? And obviously, because it was unstable and things started to crack and break up, that might have been their wiping out point. I don't know. How long did it take for the tectonic plates to shift and move and create the land masses that we know today. Obviously, it wasn't going to be a 5-minute thing. That's a given, right? But you know, how many millions of years did it take? Was the landmass one big lump at one point? I wouldn't have thought so, but it may have moulded its way into that sort of situation over time, and then crashed over, broken up, shifted, twisted, turned, because they are all individual anyway, and these plates are, and they are moving in, and I think the way it works is that it's a slow process, but whatever trench, that the real deep one, right, that is there's the 2 points where the plates meet, right? That's why it's the deepest, and one plate is actually ducking underneath the other one, right, and it's slowly but surely being devoured by the sheer temperature of the molten lava and the hot insides of the planet. But as it's being scoffed slowly, right, it's obviously making new landmass the other end of it, you know, wherever that is, whatever point it is. It's just a fascinating thing, it really is, how it works. Unbelievable. I suppose if you wanted to venture to the centre of the earth, that would be the place to start, because it's the closest. I know it's only 7 miles down, but that's a fucking long way. It is a long way. Whew. Wow. Serious pressure. Serious pressure. The oceans have got oodles of life that I wouldn't be surprised if the oceans have got life in its depths that we have not even encountered yet, not even seen, because they don't venture high enough for us to get anywhere near them, and we can't venture low enough to see them. I don't know. Fascinating. Brrr. Oh, we're getting closer. We are getting closer to the M50. Yeah. Turn you off. You do me any. And I'm getting tired. I am. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, but I am getting really tired. I can feel my eyes waning a bit. But this is what happens, you see, when you're knocking on a fucking 14-hour day and you've hardly had any sleep. I don't know why. I just don't know why. But last night, well, I do know why, but you know, there I am, up and down, going to the toilet because I'd drunk far too much water before I went to bed. And then I just couldn't. After that, I was buggered. I couldn't sleep. I was just lying there catnapping until my alarm clock went off. I like that. That is awesome. Look at that. And that is just an absolute beautiful sight. I think one of the days I'm going to have to come down here on my bike and take some pictures of that and have a ride around it. When I get round to it, oh, I tell you, I just can't help it. I just can't. I'm trying to do all these things and I just don't get a chance to. No. I've got to hope that the weekend's a nice weekend now, because, or at least, I say nice, sunny. It'll be bloody cold because I've got to take my bike out for a run. I've got to do it. I've got to. Or if not, it'll be another weekend he's sat there doing fuck all. Shame, really. Oh well, never mind. Not to worry. You never know. If I have a reasonably good start tomorrow and the weather's not too bad. But this morning it was fucking icy, so there's no way I was having that out. Oh, no. But, it's just too risky. You know what I mean? And the problem is because I haven't paid for it yet, I wouldn't like the idea of actually, you know, hitting some fucking black ice and stuffing it down the road and I'm paying for something that's useless. I'm not that brave. You know what I mean? I don't want to do it. So on the weekend when it's nice and it's sunny, I can live with that. I can cope with it. But if it's icy and it's been wanking it down the rain, fuck that for a game. I don't want to play now. Well, yes, there you have it then. We're almost on the M50, look. Brilliant, awesome stuff. Absolutely awesome. We've got to do some jiggery pokery with this lot when we get back in the yard. So when I get back in the yard, I ain't finished just yet. Because I've got to try and manipulate this crap to put another couple more pallets on. Yes. It's going to be a fun one, that. I'll tell you that now. It's going to be fun. Notice how the sky is now starting to change. It's got its like slight orangey purpley look effect to it. Absolutely fantastic. And eventually it'll be fucking pitch black. You won't see shit. You're going to start struggling to see me soon. I'm going to disappear in the back of the... It's like... Can't see you. Come on. You can do it. I want to put my foot down so I can overtake this guy because he's obviously slower than me. Not by a fat lot, but he's slower. Purimi dinka-data, purimi dinka-data, purimi dinka-data, run. I don't know how long. Come on now, come on, let's go, come on, there you have it. Up the hill we go. Well, I hope the cameras do pick up that sky texture because that is really nice. And it's a lovely, nice pastely, purpley kind of reddy, orangey, whatever. It's almost like a would lilac be a term to use for a colour? Would you say? It's nice, isn't it? Behind me is even better. You can see that just about. Planet. Absolutely awesome. Oh shit, wrong one. That's fucked it. Now it's going to maul its nuts off now trying to get up here. Brilliant. Come on, you stupid bag of shit. You can do it. Oh dear. Okay, hell. Oh. Yes, I'm starting to flag a bit now. Oh yes. Matter of fact, I just had a gush of cold air just hit me in the. Yeah. I don't want that, thank you very much. Oh, no wonder. The temperature's just dropped down to 8 degrees. That's bloody bizarre, isn't it? It was alright until just it had that cold snap just will slap across the kisser. Oh, grief. Well, I've now got the tropics on with a bit of a fan blow. A bit warmer. Should be nice. 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 It's getting warmer now. And when I get home, I'm going to have to shove the heating on, I think. I don't have the heating on when I'm not there. It's no point. It's a waste. Sometimes I do forget to turn the fucker off, mind you. When I come back, it's like, ooh, it's toasty. And I'm like thinking, yeah, but it's been toasty all fucking day. You dopey bastard. I know. Never mind. Never mind, not to worry. Definitely a strange sound, that is. Whistling wind. I am a man of many talents, I know. Never mind. I certainly don't like the idea of having an early start tomorrow. Nope. They've got me down for something stupid like 5 o'clock. They can go and suck it. That happening. Not a chance. According to the old twat nav, I should be back around about 6:30-ish, depending on the traffic. We haven't hit any severe traffic yet, so who's to say? We've got to play with the M5 yet, and then we've got to play with the M6, and we're 5 o'clock, you know what I mean? So that's going to be a bit of a git, rush hour time, you know what I mean? But you never know. You never know. There has been the odd time where we've just gone, and it's like, well, that's surprising. Let's hope it's one of those days. We haven't done any nighttime driving, have we, for a while? There needs to be something different, I suppose. The problem with nighttime driving, you don't get to see a fat lot, other than the pretty lights, and that's about it, really. So it can get a bit dull and boring, to a point. Oh well, that one particular truck that's got that shit steering wheel, it seems to be all over the fucking place. But you don't see it unless you drive it, or you don't feel it unless you drive it. Well, the other day when I was doing that video, that was the vehicle I was in, and when the audio cut off, I was going to put the rest of that footage as a fast forward with some music. So I did that anyway, and as I watched the fast forward bit, and I'm watching the steering, I'm not kidding you, it was all over the fucking place. It was so apparent and so bad. The amount of movement my hand was doing, like this, obviously with it sped up, and the truck just seemed to like kick over like this. I'm like, no wonder I fucking struggled to drive that bloody thing, because you sped the footage up, it brought out that problem more apparent. It was fucking unbelievable. It's nuts. Couldn't believe it. It was quite surprising, actually. To find the fault, to actually visually see the fault, you had to speed the footage up to see how erratic the steering is. Mental. Absolutely. Couldn't believe it. Mad. Oof, my ass. Oh, it's aching. My bum is aching, it's really aching. I have still got a few more videos to put up yet, but I haven't got round to doing. But hey, I can only do one at a time. They just take too long. They just take too bloody long. The longest it took me to do one was the other week. Well, that one that was 2 hours long. It turned out that after fanning about, having to restart it, abort the rendering, start again, do this, that, I think I'd been on the fucking thing for over 12 hours, if not longer. Might have been longer than that, because I think it was late in the evening by the time we finished faffing about with it. Mad. Dedication for you. That's what it is. Oh yes. Because dedication is what you need. Yes, it's crackerjack. I used to like watching that on Crackerjack. It was a fucking cracking kid show it was. Crackerjack. My ultimate all-time favourite kids programme when I was growing up. There was a couple of them, but it would be Basil Brush, the original Basil Brush. Even to this day, if you can get some of that stuff, sit and watch it. It is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Politically incorrect to the hilt, but fuck me, it's funny. Absolutely funny. That's the problem, mate, these days. You can't do it no more, the old stuff. Where you'd be pissing yourself laughing, now people go, you hurt my feelings. You fucking big babby, fuck off. What? I'm on it. You go and play Basil Bush, the original from the 70s. Yeah, go and play it. It's fucking brilliant, honestly. But some of the shit that comes out with, he's like, fuck me, a course of that today. Oh, I know. But, you know, it's awesome. It's the best shit ever. It is funny. Ah, dear. Them were the days. I used to like watching Thunderbirds. Oh, see if you can name all the marionette shows, right? There was Thunderbirds, right? We got that one. What else was there? Joe 90, there's that one. Captain Scarlet, ding 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 ding. Yeah, got that one. Stingray, 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 Stingray. And at the end of it was Aquamarina. Remember that? Oh yes. Is there any more? Can you think of anything else? What else was that? We got that's 4. Was there any more? Thunderbirds, Captain Scarlet, Joe 90, Stingray. Wasn't there another one? I can't think. So, I don't know. I'm not sure then. No, I think that was it. I think that's it. I honestly can't think of anything else. I don't think there was any more. Not that I can remember the Irish ones anyway, but hey, whatever. But yes. They were cool. You can't argue. They were cool. Absolutely. I used to enjoy every weekend. I think it was like 80s, possibly early late 70s, 80s, or whatever. The Incredible Hulk. Love that show. It's a stop up. Now, I know that obviously your parents have got to try and monitor what you watch. But did any of you lot, as kids, watch the Hammer House of Horrors? I used to love them, Arnie. They were brilliant, they were. I love them. You were supposed to watch them as kids because they was after the watershed, but I love them, the Hammer House of Horrors. Brilliant. I found, right, the episode which was the one which was to do with a young girl called Sophie, and it had Gurkha knives in it. It had a dead cat in a fridge. It had walls and pipes bleeding, and it was all. It turned out it was all to do with about the parents were writing a book about some sort of psychological shit to do with the kid, and the kid ended up killing him. But when I actually watched the episode recently, because I think it was only a few months ago, and I watched it, it was nothing as I remembered it. I remembered certain parts, but it was nothing as I remember. It was really strange watching it back, and it was really bad too. But you know, we're used to things now, ain't we? So, but yeah, it was bizarre watching that one back. And I'm like, oh, I remember this bit. I don't remember that bit. Oh, I remember this bit. I don't remember that bit though. You know what I mean? That kind of scenario. But it was a long time ago. It really was. You know yourself though. I mean, when you watch old episodes of TV shows of way back when. Certain ones do hold their time well, and you can watch them with just as much enjoyment. And then there's others where it's like, did I really watch this? You know what I mean? But hey. I mean, most kids when I was young, like myself, it was another one of our favourites was Bagpuss. Yeah. How fast is he going? Is he going fast enough so I can get round him? I'll get round him, fuck it. Yep. I can't remember what the name of the woodpecker was. Was it just Woody Woodpecker? I don't think it was actually. I think that's a cartoon. He was the bookend. Bagpuss was the Bagpuss. Then you got the mice as well with the marvellous mechanical mouse organ. And then they used to turn that thing around, and then the screen used to do its thing, like, you know. That was fun. Was there am I right? Was there one called the Flumps? I don't know why. Is he going? Is that right? Is that the one? I think that's what it was, wasn't it? There was another one as well that I used to watch. Hang on. The brain's now trying to foster through the cobwebs of the history of my childhood. Oh, what was it called? No, I can't get it. I know there was a one called Trumpton Town. Campbellwick Green. I'm trying to think. Yeah. And then obviously he went up into the 80s, and things changed, and he got a bit more hip, in a sense. Well, I say that with the you know, with the slightest bit of a tilt to the whatever, but when you think about it, like, you got, if you go back in just a few decades, obviously you got the roaring 20s, like that happened in the 30s and 40s, and the 50s came along, and the 60s, obviously, and the 70s. But when the 80s came, it was a bit of a strange one, the 80s was, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, the 80s did bring us some absolute unbelievable amount of one-hit wonders, right? I mean, it was the birth of electronic music for start off. And the 80s were great for music, but there was most of the good stuff was all one-hit wonder shit, like, you know. And then you went into the 90s, and the 90s had its thing as well, you know. I mean, I suppose it'd be what would you have? Raving, and yeah, the raves that came out, then the raves, garage, you know. Oh, I'll tell you what. But when you look back, for me, as a kid growing up in the 70s and 80s, well, 70s was probably better than the 80s. But for music-wise, the 80s was good. But for me, personally, I think the 90s was better for music, because I love dance stuff. So, well, I did back then. I still do to a point, like, you know, but taste has changed as years have gone on. I'd like to know what it was like though in the you have a trip back to the roaring 20s. Oh, what do they call them? Fluffers or flappers? Were they called? I don't fucking know. I'm sure, was that flappers or fluffers or flappers? I don't know. I've heard that term somewhere, flapping around. But hey, whatever. Yeah. But it'd be interesting to just have to go to one of the speakeasies. You know what I mean? I'd love to go and have a look at one of those, like just for the real one, not one that's obviously a reconstruction. I mean, I'd love to go back in time just to, you know, what's the word? Come on, Jace, think of your phrase. I know you're tired, but come on, just to experience that era, just for a day or for a night, just to see what it was like, to see truly how it was like. Unbelievable. Well, ladies and jelly spoons, we are now on the M5. Look, we're getting there. Look, see, look, we're on the M5. Oh my life. Nothing but street lights, mate. Street lighting. Street lighting. Do, eh, street lighting. Do. Yes. I was watching on YouTube, apparently there was some rare footage of Bonnie and Clyde, right? They'd, the police, obviously, because they'd gone through this absolute mayhem of robbery and murder, the pair of them. And to some there was some sort of, don't quote me because I'm only, I remember somewhere they were either folk heroes to a point, but they got to the point where there was like a menace to society, something like that, I don't know. But anyway, there was this rare footage of the police had set up this ambush on this road out in the sticks somewhere, which it would be out in the sticks back then because roads were pretty much dirt tracks and all sorts, weren't they? And they lay in wait, but they'd got this car of one of their friends, apparently. It was parked up by this tree, and as the Bonnie and Clyde, after a certain time, come tooting up this road, they slowed down to see this car because they recognised it. And of course then a hail of bullets was let loose and they was literally peppered. And it turns out that the pair of them had between 30 and 40 rounds through them, like, you know. They was wanting to make sure these pair were snuffed. And they showed you a reenactment of the sting, but after they showed you when the car rolls up, and they showed you real footage of Bonnie and Clyde actually dead in the vehicle. Like, you don't see any gory shit because it's all in black and white, like, you know, a bit fuzzy. But it's a bit of rare footage which I found really fascinating, I did. I thought, you know what, it's unbelievable, these archives that do get dug up from time to time. Really fascinating. It does make you wonder though. I mean, obviously through that era, I don't know what year it was, I can't remember, I don't know, I'd have to research to find out. I wonder what it was that actually drove them to do what they did in the first place. Why? I mean, obviously they're off their head. I mean, psychotic, homicidal, whatever you want to call it. But what was the initial trigger that, from being a couple and whatever, to saying one day they turn and go, we're going to rob a bank, and in doing so they just killed whoever's got in the way? I mean, there's got to be a tipping point between the two, surely. It'd be fascinating, I wouldn't think, to know But as the reports go, they were saying that whoever crossed Clyde's path when they was robbing the banks, that was it, dead. It wouldn't be like Shift the Way move. We'd be bang, get out of my way, dead like that. So yeah. And apparently Bonnie was a bit of a poet as well. She was sending the tabloids poems of certain escapades that they was doing, you know. So it's a strange one, that is. Fascinating, but very strange. I don't know. It does make you wonder though when you think about it, what drives people to do things that they do. I mean, it really does. But look what it's given us. The history, the nuances, the themes, the films, stories. Even though back then it was a tragedy and people did lose their lives, I mean, you know, but unfortunately this shit happens, unfortunately. Weird. But can you imagine going back there, you know, and witnessing some sort of historical event that has stained your history, shaped something of whatever nature, hoping that your presence doesn't fuck it up. There's a new TV show on Netflix, I think he's on Netflix. Timeless, is that the one? I've seen it somewhere. That seemed interesting. We'll have to have a look. Talking about Netflix though, I'm still waiting for season 2 of Jessica Jones to turn up. And if there is a season 2 of Stranger Things. I mean that. I bought the soundtrack out of the album off because it's, and I've listened to that. It's got some wonderful music to it. It really has. Haunting, brilliant, with an 80s feel to it. Like, you know, it's really bizarre how it captures that era. Brilliant stuff. Well worth a watch. So if you haven't seen it yet, get your arse into gear and get it watched. It's really good. I mean, you're in. Me personally, because I am a fan of Winona Ryder. She's a great girl, great actress. She is brilliant, fucking fantastic in this. I mean, they all are really, but I think she's great. She is. Comes across so well. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, try it. See what you think. Let me know. And Timeless as well. I'm sure that's on Netflix. Either on Netflix or Amazon. I can't remember.